Hello everyone, I'm at the 26th annual 18 Youth National Arabian, Half Arabian World National Horse Show. I can't say it right.
Welcome to the 26th annual Youth National Arabian and Half Arabian Championship Horse Show.
Oh man. Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Steve's Horse Show. On today's episode, I got Jessica Bean here from out of state. This might be my first out of stater. I'm not positive. She's from Arizona and she's going to talk to us a little bit about not only reining, but also about how to get the youth involved in some first steps to get them started. First off, introduce us and tell us kind of about your farm and your place and what you do there.
Hello, my name is Jessica Bean. I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona. We mainly focus on a national level on reining horses, but we also do a introductory program, lesson program, and the kids move from our lesson program up into the IEA, Interscholastic Equestrian Association, and then they move up, decide what discipline they're going to ride, if they're going to do reining, if they're going to do Arabs or quarter horses, and then hopefully we get them to a national level.
Gotcha. So you're not, you're basically just training the riders and stuff like that, and then they get to choose kind of where they want to go from there?
We never tell anybody which type of horse that they should buy. We wait to see their physical conformation, how they're built. We look at their personality, and then we just see what they're naturally inclined to enjoy doing.
So let's talk about like first steps. First off, I mean, what kind of age range do you look for? How young do you sometimes have riders start, and what do you do on a younger person like that?
If we can get them in the door at 4 or 5 and they're into it, we love it.
Because you get to have the money, it's because you get to have them for as a student for longer, right?
Well, I actually kind of like kids most of the time, depending, especially if they come with good parents. But what we find is it's easier to teach them how to do it right the first time. And if we can take the time
they don't have preconceived habits and stuff like that.
Exactly. So something as simple as posting. If we could teach them to post without irons to start with, that's just something that teaches them better rhythm.
Fundamentals, gotcha.
Correct. And then they learn how to use their hands better. And even our reining riders, we want them to learn how to use their hands. So we like that they've done hunter or dressage or something like that.
So talking more about reining, say someone goes from there and you've got somebody that has the fundamentals and things like that, and they want to move into reining. What do you work on? Do you just work on same thing, fundamentals, or where do you go from there?
We try and have a couple events a year that where we bring people in and let them take a spin and do a ride-a-reiner type event. And once someone gets on a reiner and turns them, they're usually sold. It's a pretty good time. Everybody likes it. So and then
is that like your sales pitch? You're just like, okay, just spin on them once and then.
No, what we find is once they learn how to ride, reiners are extremely well trained and they maintain themselves for a significant period of time. So it's very easy to get a trained one that someone can ride, sit on, and they can get their confidence. They can learn the lead changes, and the horse
is almost training them as much as they're
yes.
training the horse.
And for InterHA, they have a great system of green, rookie, limited, intermediate, and so on. And what we have now at the Arab show is this year we have rookie. So we are trying to mimic that to a degree so we can encourage people to come show at a national level, but still be allowed to be a little bit more introductory.
They're in the field, but they're not competing on the same
Yes,
level.
but they still have the same opportunity to show at the same time, but they'll run the classes concurrent. So they kind of get the big feel of the big event, but they get to compete against people at their own level.
Did you see that? No, man, that would have been hilarious. We're like, all right, and zoom. And then you could put something up on words like, that's her kid. So we're at the, the youth show here. What did you do to get these kids that you have with you? You brought a group of horses with you. What did you do to get them here, and what are you doing here this week?
I'm extremely passionate about the youth program that the Arabian Horse Association has put together. I personally showed here at the very first Youth Nationals in 1993.
What? Shout out.
Well, I know. I'm sure I look way too young for that. But now I have 2 kids that show in the youth division, and it's a great event. Kids look forward to this all year long. My kids have been talking about the water balloon fight. So, it's not, my youngest doesn't show yet, but we pull up and he says, "This is my favorite show," and which it's really hot. I don't know why they're having such a good time, but they just get to see all their friends from around the country. The competition is outstanding. The quality of horses is insane this year, and it's a cool thing because professionally, I don't have to worry about me showing at all. We give 110% to the kids, and it's a wonderful group of professionals putting 110% into their kids and looking for great results. And so it just makes it a really good time.
How many shows do you think that the kids that are coming here for the first time, how many shows on average have they gone through before they come here?
That's a really good question. I think that the kids who show at this show, we try to make sure that they go to other large events prior to coming here. So they have to do their qualifications. They have to get qualified for regionals, and they go to regionals and they come here. The kids who do the IEA program, they've usually showed at least 5 times in the year.
Why can we not? We've got to get him on this camera somehow. He's like, he could be the intro.
It's a proud parenting moment for sure.
It was so funny because he walks up here and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "I got this for you." He made her a sweet little card, and then he looks like a different kid now. He's just like the most, just like quiet little kid, and I was like doing sprints.
No one's ever called that one a quiet kid.
Okay, so how many, back to that, how many shows do you think on average before they come here?
I bet that our average kid is going to 6 to 8 shows a year, whether it's that they're really showing or going and schooling.
Hit it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I really appreciate it. Yeah. I got Payne Harper here, and he told me that he is no stranger to interviews, so I'm nervous to interview him because he's going to tell me if I mess up and if it's not his favorite interview so far. So today I'm going to talk to him about, he's been showing for nearly his whole life. Let's talk about first how you got started riding and when you started riding and how you got started.
My dad and my uncle started riding when they were 10, and just when they turned 21 or whatever, they moved home, brought all their horses home, and started working them by themselves, and just got into it and started training. And my dad's an amateur, but he trains our own horses, and we sell them off, so he doesn't have to show in the open classes. And I got into it from that, and we've always had horses at home.
So when did you pretty much just start riding from 2, 3, 4 years old? And
Yeah, I started riding when I was 2 or 3, and I didn't get to show until I was about 8 or 9. But I rope and I do other stuff at home.
Gotcha.
On the farm, playing around, and I got into showing and been doing it and loving it ever since.
I learned that you do something pretty unique, so you show in tons of different classes, different disciplines, also rope, and do all of it off. How many horses did you say you had?
We have 6 horses here, but we have over 40 at home.
Gotcha. So what is your, I guess, first off, you got to pick your favorite.
This one.
No hesitation. And second off, you got to pick what's your favorite or your best, I guess, discipline that you do?
I like Western pleasure.
Western pleasure.
It's just, everybody says it's really hard, and it is, but I started off at it, so it's really easy to me.
So when you go to a show, let's talk about, trying to make it somewhat educational for people watching when you're going to a big show like this, maybe think back when you were younger and stuff like that, what did you do to get ready for the show, as far as how many times a week were you riding, how many, you know what I mean, how many lessons were you taking, or whatever it might be, to get ready for that show?
I'll come out 5:30, 6 every morning, work them all before the show starts. Well, I'll lunge them before that, and then I'll ride them, pre-work them, put them in whatever bit to soften them up or make their heads how they need to be, and just making them well-rounded for the classes that I go in.
And that's just, you're just talking about the day of the show?
I do it every day.
Every day?
Every
okay,
day.
Gotcha. So how many times a week are you riding, 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week, or how often?
7 days a week. 7 days a week, every day after school. I feed before school, lunge if I have to, and then go to school, come back, and work them after school.
Gotcha. Let's talk about, the amount of time and stuff like that does it take? Do you spend getting, the horses ready? How many hours a week do you think you put into training and riding?
Well, every week I get home from school around 4. Well, I get my homework done about 4:30, and then I go.
Don't lie to me. You
No,
do your homework.
I don't have much homework. But my school doesn't believe in it. But I sometimes get in at 9:30 at night, just getting done and stuff.
So several hours every day,
every day.
basically. Gotcha. What's your favorite part about Western Pleasure? Why do you like riding Western Pleasure?
Just going slow and keeping them well-rounded. I don't know. I just really like it.
You would think, someone like you would like a younger guy would like something fast-paced and action-packed, which you do like roping too, isn't that what you said? But what is it about Western Pleasure? Do you like the just working on technique and stuff like that?
Yeah, just keeping them connected and together. I don't know. There's just something about it. I like going fast on English horses, but Western's my favorite.
Gotcha. What is your favorite part about Youth Nationals and this week? How is this week going?
This week has been going really well, and I like it because I work all year for it, and I see my friends from all across the country that I see once or twice a year, and then I come here and do good with the horses that I train on my own, than not having a trainer, and it makes me feel really good.
More rewarding that way.
Yeah.
How are you doing this week so far?
I won on her yesterday.
Is that why she's your favorite?
No.
All of a sudden, she's your
She
favorite?
was born exactly a year after me, and so I started riding on her when I was real young. But I've won on her 2 years in a row. So
Here?
Yep, here.
Say it again. Yes. Say it again.